Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena Bradshaw, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. I can't believe it. It's finally here. Oh, I'm so excited to bring this to you all today. If you're feeling unfulfilled, body pain every single day, not sure where to turn, feeling stuck in your life, really curious about holistic living and spiritual practices, listen further. I have created this beautiful course that is my methodology that I've used into my own life, into clients, students, readers' lives, and it is called Metaphysics Your Health, Find Your Soul's Purpose. Health and purpose are directly correlated. You cannot have one without the other. When you're feeling fulfilled, you become healthier. When you're healthier, you find your soul's mission and purpose. And that is exactly what you're going to learn in this course. You're going to learn about all of the metaphysical approaches to health and wellness, holistic living. You're going to detox your internal world, your external world, and apply all of these amazing integrational tools and practices into your life. This is a foundational approach that you can come back to anytime. Whenever you level up and you need to come back to the basics, you can come back to this course whenever you need. I'm going to have a ton of bonus items, and you'll also get a special add-on to work with me one-on-one. And if this is something that you are intrigued by, I highly recommend, because the price will go up after a couple of months. So if you're listening to this now, go get it while you can. And I'm also going to have guest speakers to talk about astrology, human design, how that applies to our health and our lives. And with that, it is going to be life-changing. So if you're ready for that and you're ready to let the old you go, let your old life go, then this is the course for you. If you are a one-on-one client and a community member, you get automatic access to this course. So welcome to Metaphysics Your Health. I will leave the link in the show notes, or you can find it at www.holistichumanperformance.co/digital courses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw Vitale, and we have our favorite guy with us, Jake Santora, giving us an astrology reading. As we're recording this, we did not even plan this. We literally just entered Scorpio season, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. Some deep transformation. Jake, what's up?
Yes, happy Scorpio season. Oh, I love being back here. And this is a powerful one. I'll say, even for myself, I'm a Scorpio moon.
You're a
So,
Scorpio moon. Ooh.
yes. So, those out there that are Scorpio moons, I come across a good amount. We are definitely deep in the psyche and deep around caring about the psyche of it. So, the moon, if we remember, is really the nurturer in us. But going back to the theme of at least this season, Scorpio, it is that deep, deep element of the psyche. It wants to get into those wounds, it wants to explore them, and it enjoys that process of exploring them. So, this is a powerful one. And funny enough that with astrology and Halloween, Scorpio and Halloween, these deep, mysterious type of elemental forces, I think is a funny experience as well at the same time.
That's interesting. You mentioned the psyche, and also considering what you do for a living. Like,
Yeah.
you're deep within helping people's mental health and like psyche, their mindset.
Wow, well said. I think that's the power of astrology. And I think as we look at our charts, going back to any new listeners or people that have been with us, right? It's what's the value of a natal chart, right? It's the map of our unconscious. It's our energetic buildup, right? Our course that recently launched, which you did a wonderful job of metaphysics. We go into the deep realm of the soul. And when you bring astrology into it, it is that energetic elemental design of ourselves. So as we're talking Scorpio, everybody has their own manifestations and experiences with Scorpio energies, and it is going to be around the deep psyche. But yeah, to even go deeper there for me of why I wanted to play out my narrative of my chart and get into astrology was Moon and Scorpio. It's I want to understand people's charts. I want to look at the unconscious, and I want to create a safe space with the Moon nurturing side of you can talk to me. And usually people are telling me their deep dark secrets without me asking, because that's the
Yeah.
frequency putting out. And additionally to that, where it really clicked with me of playing out our charts is yes, Moon Scorpio for me is a powerful energy, but there's rulership that we always talk about. So Scorpio season, you're also going to bring in rulership of the eighth house. So the houses always resemble the experiences we have here on earth. And the manifestation of the eighth house is about transformation. It's known as the house of rebirth, too. So thinking of it in that form, yes, let's go explore the psyche. What do you want to do with the energy? And Moon
Mm.
Scorpio is in my eighth house. So I'm getting an extra hit of these energies when you look at these energetic forces, at least within me. But wanted to bring in the rulership of the eighth house is also something that's going to be activated in this season and looking at how do you transform? How do we evolve into these deep psyches and the recognition of our deep and own elemental design in the psyche?
Two things that pop up for me as you say that. Number one, subconscious reprogramming, which is like part of that deep transformative aspect, because that is from, childhood. We could also go back to past lives and kind of what it's almost like ingrained into our nervous system, into that subconscious mind. And then the second aspect of that was, I can't remember right now.
Because you were
Oh,
so far
oh,
in your subconscious.
yes. Oh, this is the other part. This is where the science and spirituality kind of meet, two sides of the same coin, intuition. So
Mm,
leaning into the development of your intuition is going to be super important right now. Really listening to your gut. And the only way that you can develop that is by training it.
mm. Love that. Love that. And that's the work you do, right? The meditation work, the looking at these elemental designs. The course that just came out is a full blueprint of your soul, right? And to be more conscious of yourself to the highest degree, spiritually, physically, what a beautiful blessing. And to the point of the subconscious mind, right? It's like as you come across and live, we're always living in our unconscious is those times where you're just doing, you're just speaking, you're just moving. When you actually go to open a door, right, you don't think about putting your hand out 90 degrees angle or however you want to open a door,
Right.
turn it 180 degrees and it opens. Like that process of opening a door is incredible, but you've
It's
done it so
automatic.
times over and over and over again that you've created this neurological pathway. You don't even think about it anymore. Imagine not thinking about the abundance coming to you because you've trained your mind to know that it's coming to you. Imagine the birth or the things that you want. Like, oh, this is such a beautiful time to do those things. But I think the Scorpio element too is how do we clean the unconscious so that the good
Mm.
stuff, right? There's trauma in there. We've all been through some stuff. There's elements of our past lives, like trauma from them. So what a great opportunity to go deep into it now. And Scorpios are kind of known as like the diggers. Like you want to dig up in a graveyard, you want to dig up the underneath, go underneath the surface level to really figure out what's below so you can cleanse it and clear it up is what just resonated with me as you spoke with the subconscious mind element.
Mm. And the most important part is like, yes, we're talking about this right now, but now it's like, okay, what do I do next? And that is why I created Metaphysics Your Health course to access all of this information that we are talking about and discussing and breaking down. What's the origin story? How can we change that? Looking at your soul energy type, understanding all of the different houses in a birth natal chart, and then going further with Jake and trying to, well, not trying to, you will see a breakdown of what is your energy type, and how really mastering how you can live according to your own soul energy type.
Mm,
And it takes time. Like I'm still understanding, right? I'm not an expert in astrology, but I'm really leaning into this to a point where I'm even incorporating like body astrology into like my practice and what I bring to my clients and students because when I started to lean into that, I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Like as a Cancer, I like very quick workouts. I don't like to
Mm,
take an hour and a half to work out, learning about actually like the framework of your body. Like that also signifies your zodiac sign, your birth natal chart, and it really helps you what you're meant to accomplish in this lifetime,
mm, mm.
which is
So
really
beautiful.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because right, that's why did I come here, right? It's the game of life. It's really, I think when you find spirituality or astrology, it's like I didn't know there was a map to all this to give me clarity of, wow, that's why I have these urges. That's why there's this intuition, or you bring in different activations as well, right? So those that find astrology, it's yes, the Scorpio season, but think about what a great time to see a therapist, what a great time to get an astrology reading, or I was fortunate enough where you introduced me to some incredible people. I had human design. I had a reading done there, and wow, the
Oh, with
consciousness.
Kitty?
Yes, yes, and I had a
Oh, yay!
human design element that came in was like, wow, clarity, perspective, and the power of knowing that, and going to the rulership as well, and the comfortability of looking at this stuff. We've got Scorpio, eighth house activations as well, because rulership, but Pluto is the main planet that rules Scorpio. And we do a lot of planetary astrology, so it's very different than kind of maybe the basic astrology where people know signs a lot more. But we look at the planets as being the real dictator of the energy, and Pluto has an alignment with Scorpio where it's really known as the planet of healing wounds. So, what are these wounds? And it's Pluto maybe gets a bad rep. It's so far out there. It's Lord of the Underworld is another name for it because again, that Scorpio element of going deep down, it's not that much fun. Like it ain't that much fun to rewire and train your neurological pathways, but if all it is gaining clarity and all these different things, and then you'll start to see the correlation. Like my astrological chart and my human design made total sense. And it just gave me even more clarity that, yeah, there's a bigger thing here too. We should evolve. I'm down to lean into this evolution. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes that evolution is going deep down into the depths of our souls and our minds and then leveraging the energy how we want to leverage it, right? Remove the social construct, remove the fear and these other things that you need to work through and trust the intuition as you put it as well, I think is so powerful. And leaning into this season, those are just great times to leverage this opportunity to evolve around some of the darker stuff.
Yeah, I think people just get really like scared to kind of like open whatever Pandora's box. And my advice to that is lean into it because if it wasn't meant to be shown to you right now, it wouldn't be coming up.
Mm,
That's when you know that you're ready to kind of unlock what is surfacing. Because again, the body always keeps the score, but your brain is smart, right? It's that
mm,
primal brain, which evolution, right? And we're wired to be in survival mode. We're wired to live in fear and just be on alert if danger is coming. But we don't need to really be in that aspect anymore. And so we have to change the brain where we are rewiring it to think more positively, more optimistically. And so if the body is showing you what you need to work on, it's time.
wow. Yeah. Yeah. And find allies, right? In this life, we're not alone. But I think 2020, right? COVID, this reality that we're living in, it is consumed with fear. There's a lot of fear in the world. So I guess Scorpio moment here is like, yeah, it's okay. Like it is okay to have fear in there, but the recognition is where I think where you're referencing it starts there. Just recognize it because how am I going to evolve or how am I going to know where these triggers are? And my own journey, I've kind of been through a lot of different things over the past 12 months and 6 months. And having you as an ally has been a big blessing through the whole journey and things that we've been able to create for sure. But also like the meditations you come out with, the classes that you're hosting, right? If those haven't people haven't taken advantage of holistic human performance, like have your allies, because there's ways of people like us that have been through things that have found ways to really support the alteration of your neurological pathway. You're training your mind. It is hard, but it's fascinating too to think a lot of people go to the gym. They want a nice butt, they want big arms, like they want these things and they train it, but they do it 4 or 5 times a week. Imagine every single day you're training your mentality. Oh, now you have astrology or human design or these things that we're grateful to blossom into the world to the listeners. And now you have a playbook and like, oh, you get to do it with quality. It's such a beautiful thing with these tools that we have to leverage because, man, if you want to train your mind, it is something incredible because then your experiences will differ. You'll start to see the changes in there. That's why if we're in depression and we're in anxiety, it seems like things keep getting worse. As opposed to, wow, when I change my frequency and my mentality, things are getting better and they're blossoming. But then I think something we always want to do is like sit in it, honor the good, honor the bad, because it's not good or bad, it's just reality. And I think the acceptance of it. So leaning into the reality of, yeah, I've been through some shit. We all been through some stuff. I accept it, I recognize it. I'm gonna shift these triggers to find more harmony in exactly what my soul is here to do.
Mm. There was a book that I absolutely loved. It's called The Awakened Brain by Dr. Lisa Miller. And it was so fascinating. Like it was so fascinating that I actually utilized her research and put it into my first book, A Survivor Story, because it was so life-changing, where they did research and it shows that the people who have more of a spiritual muscle, it's actually a docking part in the brain. And the more that that's developed, it's basically like neuroprotective. It makes your brain
Mm,
healthier. And so this is exactly what we're talking about. You're training this, even though you may think, oh, this is woo woo, or, oh, like whatever, I can't do it. Just think of that. Like a part of your brain actually holds the key to making your brain healthier. And it's your connection to spirituality, which is completely different from religion, right? We're not even going to go down
mm,
that rabbit hole. But spirituality is innate within you. And it's like your experience of, do you believe in something greater? That this is where the transformation comes in, that you could take that leap of faith and trust and know that your intuition, yes, you're being guided this way, like just trust and just go
mm. Love that. I love that with intent, right? With
with
intent
intent.
and in consciousness of it. And the steps forward, like they almost explode with lightning on the ground. And you start to just, every moment is the purpose. Like life's long. It really is. And time could be infinite. Like it's that. But that's why you can cherish just every moment, every step. I love that. From there, and in the essence of the season, and another thing to leave kind of with those that might be looking at their charts, and we're always down to support if you need some help analyzing this. But remember, Scorpio, eighth house, Pluto, it's an important alignment of all these energies that are going to be activated that you can specifically look at in your own chart to understand where these wounds are, right? Pluto for me is in my ninth. Pluto for someone else is going to be somewhere different, but I can recognize where my wounds might be with more conscious effort to what you were mentioning. But also there's nodes. There's a south node and a north node, which resemble karmic break. So you're looking at a south node is more like past karma. Like what are we kind of running away from? What are some things that might have happened in past lives that are going to maybe play out in front of me? And you can kind of start to observe that as a key elemental design in your chart. It's just a little node that sits there. So south node is something people can explore to gain more consciousness of some of these wounds. But I actually had a great conversation with a mentor today where let's push people more to the north node, right? Like, yeah, it's down. Let's go down there. We can discover what the past might look like, but your north node sits opposing your south node, and it's more what you want to strive for, what you came here to do. There's so much to astrology, and I get that it can be overwhelming. I'm blessed to continue to study and continue to learn because it could be these different progressions, it could be transits, it could be all these other things that we could really discuss, but trying to simplify it into that form of let's go chase a north node, let's learn from our south node, then we can see how these planets dance and these signs dance around us. And now we're leaning into the seasonality. What a conscious way to evolve. And I think it's a beautiful lifestyle to live, but it's not always going to be easy, but it is that progression to your evolution to honor and appreciate for sure.
Yes. Okay, so what is the question of the season?
Yeah. What are you hurting from? What are you hurting from? I think that's the athlete in me is like, I'm hurting, dog. But that mentality of like, you're good. Like, I've played through some injuries. I'm sure you've played through some injuries. Like, am I hurt? Am I injured? Right. And I guess that's another question too. What am I hurt from? And what am I injured from? Because injuries take a little more time. So if you are going to go deep into the psyche, like, be weary of that. So maybe that's the better question. What are you hurt from? What are you injured from? And then leveling it into how do you want to manifest this into your growth? What lessons are there to learn? So really explore that, sit with it, look at your chart, or sit quietly, close your eyes, and see where your life's at. It doesn't have to be any blame. This person hurt me, they did that. I think with astrology or with our soul frequencies, I attracted this to learn a
Mm,
lesson. So look at your current reality, see what hurts, if anything, and how is that manifested in the past, similar hurt, and start to absorb those patterns. And then that recognition and consciousness of, ooh, okay, I understand where this could show up again. How would I want to harmonize this? What did I learn enough lessons here? So go down, explore that deep subconscious and discover something that isn't that much blessing or appreciation, but then you'll find your appreciation.
mm. And we are here for you, supporting you, cheering you on along the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jake, for that update. This is going to be a deep, transformative time for all of us, all of the collective, as we shift honestly into like this new earth. So
Hmm.
you're really being asked and confronted with, what are you holding on to and what do you really need to let go of in order to kind of quantum leap into this new earth because that old stuff can't come along with you.
Mm-mm. Love that. Love that. The time is now. Time is now.
The time is now. Um, so if you guys need any extra help, you can reach out to me, my team. Check it out in the Metaphysics Your Health course. I will put the link in the show notes. And like always, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye,
Bye.
all.